Hello and welcome to my Flosstube. This is my Flosstube number 46. My name is Esther and I live in Denmark. I have been stitching on off for the last 50 years, so it has been a few weeks since I put up my mid-year whip parade, and today I felt like, why don't I make a regular Flosstube? So here I am. I have not been stitched on more than 4 projects since my whip parade. First of all, because I have holiday and I'm spending a lot of time on reorganizing my home, my house, and that takes quite some time. And also I have begun to knit a lot, but just take it easy. I'm not going to show you my knitting projects because this channel is about stitching. I think we should just dive into it. As I said, I have 4 projects, and then I would like to talk about my 60 years challenge. The first project is New Starts. I am on Patreon, the SpeedyXStitcher's Patreon, and last month she released the 3rd pattern in this little mini series. I did stitch Vampire, and I haven't stitched the bunny one, but I might do that eventually. But now she released this Unicurse and I simply had to stitch it. I find it so cute, if you can say cute about something that is not very friendly. I'm using the Call for DMC, but I'm not stitching it on black. I'm stitching it on purple fabric, which I dyed. And this is how far I got. I have stitched on it for 2 days and I did 887 stitches. And I really like the way it looks. Yeah. And it's on 16 count. And you can see the colors here. Typical SpeedyXStitcher colors. A lot of blood red colors. She is definitely my favorite designer. Then I had a Christmas in July challenge for myself that I had to stitch on at least 10 Christmas projects during the month of July and also fully finish one of them. I have accomplished to stitch on all of them, but I'm still lacking in the department of finishing stuff. But this one, it's called Merry Catmas by Solar Stitch. I did finish that one. I just need to fully finish it, and I still have a couple of days before July is over. So I'm planning to actually do it this afternoon. Let's see. My next project is probably one of my oldest whips. It's by Emma Congdon. It's called Snowway. I started it more than 4 years ago. It looks like this. It's stitched on 16 count Misty Morning. It's a printed fabric from Sew It All. I stitched on it one day and I did 244 stitches. I stitched here this area. You can see the needle is still there. I was stitching on it yesterday and then the phone rang and then I forgot to stitch more on it. Well, I might sit down later today. I would really love to get this one finished before Christmas this year. I've been stitching on it for, as I said before, 4 years. So 2 more to go. The next one is a Disney one. The pattern is from an old Danish magazine from 1979. This one I would also like to get finished. See, I finished with the ducks. I still need all the backstitching on this one, and this one hasn't got any backstitching yet. But I did start on the presents. This is stitched on 16 count Zweigart called navy blue, and I really love the way it turns out. I have always wanted to stitch this one. I did stitch this one several years ago, but never the full pattern. And I really love stitching it, even though it has a lot of back stitching. But you know the difference between a project before and after back stitching. My last project, or the last project I've been working on since my last video, is a German one, or Oven. I don't think Oven is German, but it was in a German magazine called Kreuzstichmotive number 20. It's called Darf ich einziehen? May I move in? I hadn't stitched on it for so long, I think almost a year, and it was one of the reasons why I picked it for Christmas in July, and I just couldn't pull myself together to start stitching on it. And then one day I just said, okay, I'll just stitch one thread and be done with it. What happened? Well, I stitched 3011 stitches in 3 days. I will try. I think I took a before photo. I can put it up and then you can see the difference. And now it's really getting somewhere. I finished the birds and I'm now working on all the wood here, and I started on the Christmas tree as well. This one I might finish this year as well. I can always hope, right? I find it very, very cute. And I love stitching on it. Now, I don't know why it took me so long. But you know, I am a moody stitcher, so that might be the reason. Yesterday, I also dyed some fabric I would like to show you. First, I'm just going to show you very briefly because I already put them in plastic bags, but I did make a little video before I put them in the plastic bag. But here you can see some of the colors. I only use blue and green colors. This one, the color, I'm using acid colors. This color is called pistachio. And it gives a very nice orange, but that I actually didn't want any orange yesterday, but never mind. So, and these are the blue ones. The fabric, everything is 16 count Aida or 27 count even weave. Let's see here. And some of the Aida is iridescent as well. I'm very happy with the result. And now I will insert a brief video of how it looked before I packed them. But I would like to emphasize that it doesn't always show the colors exactly as they are in reality. You know how it is. But anyway, here it is. that were my hand-dyed fabrics. And what is it, Quintus? It's one of my cats. He's not happy. Anyway, next year on this August 16th, I'm turning 60. And therefore, I'm going to make a 60 starts challenge a year. Or what is it? I call it Esther's 60 new starts in a year challenge, to be correct. I have started filling in which projects I would like to stitch. These are knitting projects because I decided that 10 of the 60 projects should be knitting projects, and the rest, that means 50 projects, should be stitching projects. I'm not, of course, not going to talk about the knitting projects, but I would like to talk a bit about my stitching projects. I have already chosen 40 of them. As you can see, I still got room for 10 more. The reason for that is that sometimes, I mean, you know how it is, then sometimes you suddenly see a pattern. I have to stitch that one. That's the reason why. So I have kitted up a little more than 20 of the projects. A lot of these I have changed, on a lot of these patterns I have changed the colors because I still want to, not to get rid of, but I want to use my fancy floss since I have so much fancy floss. So I have kitted up quite a lot of them. I think about half of them. And I'm going to show you which one I have kitted up, and while I talk, I will put up pictures on how they look. I'm not going to say that much about them now because then it will take way too long, but I can tell you that some of them are very small. The smallest one only has 79 plus some backstitching, 79 stitches plus some backstitching, and the biggest one has 86,991 stitches. Let's get started. I'm only going to show you the backs. I'm not going to pull out fabric or floss. I will do that when I start the project. Otherwise, this will take way too long. So all of them that I have kitted up, I have made little tags. So I know they are part of this 60 years challenge. So the first one has 3 projects in it. The first one is a mini sock. I don't recall where the pattern is from, but it was a freebie. If I can find the information, I will write it down here. But as you can see, the colors of the floss didn't pop enough, so I'm going to make it again. It was a quite easy stitch. I think it took me one day. It's a bit more than, I think it's 1004 stitches or something like that. The next one is a Ricky Gervais quote. I made the pattern. Most of it consists of, I don't know what I was thinking, but backstitching. But it's not that big a pattern, so I will probably succeed. And the last one is by Ken Cabell Crosses, and it's called Vampire Should Not Sparkle. And the original pattern has a lot of a flowery border. I didn't like that one, so I just made my own border. So that was the first one. This next one has one in it. It's called Word Cloud Stocking. That's from the Ultimate Christmas Cross-Stitch Special. And it has 793 stitches. Oh, yeah. Be Happy has 79 stitches plus backstitching. and the mini sock has 1007, was it? And then we have the vampires. It has 677 stitches. This next one I kitted up a long time ago, but I never started it. It's called Bright Sparks. It has 1873 stitches. I'm going to leave out the fireworks. It's from Flosstube magazine of January 21. This one is actually a restart. It's called Cat Christmas Tree. It's by Climbing Goat Designs. Let me see. The reason why I have to look is because they are not in alphabetical order. They are in order on how many stitches it has. So let's see. This one has 3,845 stitches. This one has 2 projects in it. The first one is called Tiny Halloween. I couldn't find out where I had the pattern from. I know it's from the Readly app, but I just don't remember which magazine it's from. And the other one is a pattern from Solar Stitch. It's called World Cats. I bought that years ago and I never stitched it. I'm only going to make one of the cats, the first one, and I did change his colors as well. Good. And Tiny Halloween has 380 stitches and this cat has 533 stitches. As you can hear, a lot of them aren't that big. The next one, I already did stitch some of them, so this I will take out and show you. As you can see, they are minis from Shannon Christine. But I'm not happy with my choice of fabric. Because, I mean, it's okay for these 3, but the rest of the patterns, I think there's 12 altogether. Rest of the patterns the colors will not pop because they have almost, I think the border of them have this almost same light blue color. So I'm going to stitch 1 or 2 and I picked a 27 count lime and I'm actually planning to do it 1/1. So they will be tiny. Let's see if I can succeed doing that. That could be a bit fun, I think. This one it also has 3 projects in it. It has one called Carpe Noctem. That one is from Just Crossed It Halloween 2015. The pattern is by Elizabeth Spurlock. And it has 1176 stitches. And then from this year's Just Crossed It Halloween edition, it's called Free Hugs. I found it so cute. It has 2,149 stitches. And then a very old pattern that I made back in 2005. It's Garfield, you know, the cat. And Garfield has 3,571 stitches. I really need to stitch that Garfield. I mean, I also have Bart Simpson, but I don't watch The Simpsons, so I'll probably not stitch that one. Let's move on. This one, that's a Nora Corbett freebie. A Christmas stocking by Nora Corbett. You know, I do remember I once said, well, I'm never going to stitch Mirabilia and Nora Corbett, and look at me now. I already finished one Nora Corbett. I am now beating the second one, and now I'm going to do this stocking, which by the way, has absolutely no beads in it. I might change some of the threads for beading, or maybe not. I don't know yet. Let me see if I can find it. So it's a Mirabilia Designs from 2023, and it has 1442 stitches, which means I should be able to do it in just a couple of days. This next one has two projects in it. The first one is a Faberge Christmas ornament. I'm not going to do to stitch the background, just the Christmas ornament. And it has 1965 stitches, and it is from, let me see, the Gift of Stitching of November 2009. The other one is called Now Serving. It's an old one. I have had it kitted up for 2 years, I think, and never got to stitch it. It's by Cross Stitch for You, and it has 3,125 stitches. This one is also an old one. It's the UK. That's one of the bigger ones. This is from Stitches Lovers Shop, and it has 10,697 stitches. If you recall, I have stitched Denmark as well as Greece and Italy, and this is United Kingdom, so it's in the same series. This next one has also 3. It has a reindeer pillow. It's actually not that the name. The name is You Know Dasher. This is from Just Cross Stitch magazine of December 21. It has 796 stitches. And then we have these cute mini cats by Durin Jones. This is actually the first time I'm going to stitch some of her patterns. I'm going to stitch all 5 of them, but I will just let it count as one project. And they are so cute. And I did change all the colors of them. Altogether, all 5 cats has 1,466 stitches. The last one is from a recent Italian stitching magazine from the Readly app. It's called Lo chef ha sempre ragione. It means the chef is always right. I did change the colors of the letters, but otherwise I kept the original covers because of all the shadows you can see. It's from Profilo Punto Croce from 15th of May 2025, and that one has 2,261 stitches. 2 more. This is a Witchy Stitcher pattern. It's called Fight Like a Girl. And that one has 5,581 stitches. The last one is my hate. I did kit it up. I'm going to show you 2 pictures of it, because the one is the full pattern and the other one is what I'm going to stitch. Almost. There's something with one of the flowers. I will probably change those colors of those leaves to something blackish. But I'm only going to stitch this owl. But I am really fascinated with steampunk, and this was a freebie from Hate. And every time that I notice they have a freebie, I will download it. Probably I will never stitch it, but this one I will. I have a no floss buying year, which means that I cannot buy any floss, so I have to kit up with what I got. And luckily for me, maybe a bit embarrassing. I could kit it up and just like 3 colors, and those 3 colors I know I have in some of the other projects, and I can just leave those stitches out for the time being until I'm finishing the color in another project. I'm going to stitch this one on 20 count, and that's the one with almost 87,000 stitches. So that was about my 60 challenge, and this was my Flosstube for this time. I have been thinking about my Flosstube since I made that mid-year whip parade, and the reason why I took a longer break and actually said that that was it was because it was too hard to keep up with a fixed schedule. But now I have decided that I'm not going to have a fixed schedule for releasing a video. I'm going to release a video when I have the time to record it. Because with my job, I'm a teacher, there will be some times during the year where I have so much to do at work. And I also have my Danish Flosstube, which I want to keep doing because English is not my mother tongue, and it is way easier for me to speak in Danish than in English. So, but I do like to make Flosstubes in English. So I will give it a try and see. Well, as I said, no fixed schedule, but I will try to say that I will bring out a video at least every 6th week or so. Sometimes more often, sometimes it might take a little longer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. And may your threads always run smoothly. Take care. Bye.